Hello, good evening. How's everybody? I think it's a very nice week today because the weather is really lovely. Yeah, thanks for joining us today for this evening chat. And the topic today would be is love depends on another. Yeah. Um, if you ever wondered, does everyone have relationship issues? Well, I guess the answer is undeniably yes, right? While some couples are happier than others and some are definitely more compatible, every couple has arguments, yeah, and really difficult conversation at least once in a while. I guess that is normal, yeah. But not everybody talks about them. Relationship problem actually comes in quite a difficult topic for people to actually pour out their feelings. Yeah, maybe because culturally we are actually mold to a belief that if your relationship have problem, not to talk about it to anyone else except for those in the same house. Yeah. Um, or maybe you can talk to your good friends, but you will not talk to just anyone. Yeah. So this makes us feel like maybe it's only us that is only struggling, but I think there are many relationship issues that are very common than what we think it is. Yeah, I too struggle with this in the past, and I admit loving someone is not easy, but it can be a lesser struggle. Yeah, if we come from the right angle. So today we're going to talk about that. What is the right angle that we should be looking at in relationship? Yeah. So emotional is let's say for example love. Okay, love is an emotion that keeps people bonded, yeah, committed to one another. And emotional support is one of the big benefits of having relationship. That is what we look for, right? um, to our partners. If you are facing life challenges or you are stressful, your loved one can offer empathy or comfort by listening to your troubles and validating your feelings. That is why most of us we look for partners. We look for someone that we can be close with, right? And in a romantic relationship, you know, we will turn to our partner first for this support. Yeah, it's normal to look for a partner for emotional support and guidance, especially in a long-term relationship. Yeah. However, if the emotional support is more of an emotional dependence, that is a different story. All right. So most romantic partners depend on each other for to a certain extent for emotional support. But if you need your partner to meet all your emotional needs, yeah, then you're probably not doing much to meet those needs on your own. So let me elaborate more, yeah, on the emotional dependence. This is when emotional dependence is when a person believes that they need another person to survive, to be happy, or to feel complete. Yeah. Love is easily confused with emotional dependency because they both are coming from a very intense feelings around another person. But in an emotional dependent relationship, right, people feel that they are in love when actually they are in need, right? So emotional dependent people needs constant attention, approval, maybe support from their partners because they are not giving it to themselves. This is where the angle of emotional dependence is. So versus emotional independence, okay? it is on the other spectrum, where completely independent people might resist all emotional support, preferring to cope with emotional needs alone, okay, or even ignore them entirely. So you have this emotional dependence where the person will depend on the partner for all emotional support. And we have another, which is emotional independence, where this person does not prefer not to have any emotional support from the partner. So they will cope everything by themselves. They will have to go through the stress, everything by themselves. So what would be the best? So I would say that interdependent relationship is the healthiest, which is the middle. It falls in the middle. Interdependence means you can recognize your own emotional needs and also do the work to get many of them met by yourself. Yeah. If we are not able to fulfill them by ourselves, all right, then we have to reach out to our partners in that way, right? So in other words, if you depend on them for some emotional needs, not all of them. So this is where the midway is. Certain things you might need them, certain things you might be able to handle it yourself. Yeah. So on the other end, when you look at emotional dependence, you typically end up relying on your partner to meet nearly all needs. When you experience distress, you might look to them immediately before you even try to manage the emotion yourself. Yeah. So feeling as if you can't live without their emotional support can suggest that the relationship needs to be looked at, and it is actually going towards an healthy level of dependence. When an when a relationship has a dependency like this, is actually very stressful. Yeah. Um, well, if you look back now, take a minute and look back at our life, yeah, our relationship, even our partners. Take a look at our life and see whether do you feel that you have this belief that you have a fear of rejection, maybe constant need of reassurance. What I mean is reassurance as in constantly you will ask your partner, do you love me? There are people, yeah, there are partners that would constantly ask their partner. This is the reassurance that they want to know that the partner loves them. Yeah. The feeling of emptiness or anxiety when spending time alone is you constantly want the person to be with you 24/7, right? And needing them to build your self-esteem, your confidence, your self-worth. Or maybe if you look at, is there jealousy, is there possessiveness, means you want the person to be with you 24/7 and you do not want the person to mix around with anyone else except you. Is there difficulty to trust in their feeling for you? Like, for example, if your partner say, hey, I love you, are you sure you really love me? That's some distrust there, and this will go constantly playing in our mind, and this actually would sabotage our relationship if you look at it in that way. Yeah, because this feeling, these thoughts will keep on coming in, although things are going well for us, although things are going good for us, but the self-sabotaging mind will start having all these questions, you know, where, oh, is he going to leave me? Or he's not calling me? Or she's not calling me? Yeah, is she, what is she doing right now? Or what is she saying, whether it's true or not? So all this self-sabotaging mind will actually run and run in our mind, and that will actually sabotage the relationship. Yeah, it will make it become very stressful. So if you look at love, love comes from not from fear, but love comes from a true love itself. Yeah, it's very different. But if love comes from fear, that is neediness, means that is emotion dependence comes from the inner emptiness that you know um, that is created when we abandon ourselves, when we expect our partner to actually fulfill that emptiness, to make us feel loved and safe. Once you make your partner responsible for your happiness, all right, safety and worth, then you need to try to have control over getting him or her to love you the way you want to be loved. So love is actually about giving and sharing. It's not about getting. See, when you get love, you demand. Yeah, when you want that love, you demand for that love. You demand for the attention. You demand for the attention that you need to get constant, neediness in getting that attention to yourself. So love is actually not needy. There is nothing controlling about real love. Love is what gives us support, for ourselves and our partner, just and bring us to our highest good. Yeah, which means that you will never try to control or possess the other person. Yeah. When you love someone, you deeply value their essential qualities, and that quality does not go away with time. See, when there are many relationships over a period of time, when you look at it, it it goes up. Yeah, you're in love and you can do anything for your partner. It goes up, and then suddenly you see the turning comes down after a few years. Why? Yeah, it could be because of this. It could be because we are taking things for granted. Yeah, there is so many reasons to that. Yeah, so the challenge of real love is actually you are not desiring to get love, but and to be loved at the same time. So these two things is to get love and to be loved at the same time. Your focus on getting love will always lead to a closed heart. Yeah, because you will emphasize on things that you want the person to do for you. You know, some define love as I would like to have a diamond ring. That define your love to me. So if you buy me a diamond ring, that is your love to me. That shows that you love me very much. I will, on my birthday, maybe I would like something more value, material value to it, because that shows that you love me more because you spend to buy the gift for me. So these are not actually a real love. This is you put a value to a thing that is to satisfy our own definition of love. So if we focus of being loving, right, then we will actually learn what is loving to ourselves and our partner in any given moment. Yeah, which opens the heart, right? So how do we stop being emotionally dependent? There are many things that we can look at, right? So to experience a real love, but if you do not love yourself, your beautiful, wonderful essence, then you cannot see the love and essence of another. And that is what I discover. Yeah. When we don't see the value in ourselves, and we will become emotionally dependent in the desire to get love. So if you look at this context, if you love yourself, you will be far less vulnerable to becoming emotionally dependent on a partner, because you won't have any desire. need for attention or approval, because you give that to yourself. Yeah, when you give yourself the attention and the approval that you need, you'll be able to have a healthy relationship with others without depending on them. Yeah, for your sense of well-being. So to love, actually, there is a quote that I like to share, from Thich Nhat Hanh, which is, to love without knowing how to love would wound the person we love. Means we need to learn to love. The key here is to learning to love yourself and feel whole, with or without other people in your life is a lifelong journey, because loving ourselves is really creating a rediscovery of the real us. Okay, then when you are able to do that, you will see the changes in your life. Yeah, start, when I look at, when we had conversation with friends, yeah, they always come, they always tell me, they say, hey Liz, we would love to have the life that you have. Yeah. Your husband and you is like, both of us are very understanding. We give each other our space. We do what we need to do. No, it's just like, if I would like to drink a water, I would pick up the cup, and then when I finish drinking, I will put down the cup. So being in a relationship is the same thing. Yeah. When you need emotional support, you connect. Yeah. But you need to learn to disconnect when you go on with your own activities. Yeah. It's not like, you constantly have to be with each other 24/7. No. But when the other party needs an emotional support, you are there to be with them. You are there to talk with them, to have the dialogue with them, to share, to spend time, to have quality time together. Yeah. So this changes where, if we are able to love ourselves, if we are able to look inner, okay, to look at ourselves and see us and love ourselves in that sense, you'll be able to see changes in your life. Start a dialogue with yourself. Remember last week we were talking about connection with your higher soul. The higher self actually have this, will be able to lead us and give us some intuition in our life. Yeah. So start a dialogue with your higher self. It's actually not hard to connect with your higher guidance, because the key here is, if you are open to learn about loving yourself, the answer will come immediately, or maybe over time. Yeah. So this, when you do, remember last week we were talking about twin heart meditation, right? Twin heart meditation is actually, I would say, the fastest way to open the channel to love, because it opens your heart chakra and it opens your crown chakra, and that opens the channel to our higher self. This is where I said, in last week, if we are able to connect with our higher self, there are many guidance that comes in our life, even though we are faced with a lot of stress, a lot of calamities around us, but we are able to look at things very calmly, and we are able to come out with a solution, yeah, to our life, to how things, and we are able to also look at things as it is, without all the solar plexus, being so clouded, and looking at a very different clouded eye. So from there, if you look at our life, all right. Remember when we were talking about when you are connected to achieving oneness with your higher soul, there when you are connected with yourself, your real you, the answers usually come out when you do your meditation. Last time I used to not be able to connect with this, I was not into meditation. So when people tell me, if you sit down quietly and then you will get your answer. I would like, what? Sit down quietly and I get my answer? How can that happen? But right now, since I've done the meditation myself, yes, I find that is very true. Actually, intuition comes in when you are quiet, when you are connected with yourself. Yeah. So connect with yourself. Then open up yourself to learn, commit to learn about your emotions. So a lot of us, when we feel something, we feel that, oh, this is not the emotion that I need to project. So we'll run away from the emotion. We will run away. We don't want to get associated with that emotion. But that emotion is the one that we need to acknowledge, because without acknowledging that emotion, it gets embedded in the chakra. All right. So for those who are pranic healers, of course, you will learn how to disintegrate that energy from the chakra itself. Yeah. So it is actually good to learn about your emotion, acknowledge your emotion. It is there for a reason. Yeah. It may cause you pain, but you need to acknowledge it so that you can remove it. See, if we were to run away from it, it will still be there. And if you look at months, years, that energy is embedded inside us, in our chakra, and it will come out again and again. That's why you see why our life, when certain cycles, it tends to repeat and repeat and repeat itself. The same thing is because the energy is inside. So without subconsciously, we are not conscious that we are actually repeating that same pattern again and again, because the energy is still in there. So in order for us to actually come out from that cycle, break that cycle, we need to remove the energy. So learn to be close with your emotion. Learn to acknowledge your emotion. So by learning your emotion, then you can go even deeper to know why is this happening. Yeah. So if you look at certain emotions that we have, there are certain beliefs that we have conditioned ourselves, yeah, through experiences, through our surroundings while we're growing up. There are some false beliefs, I would say, or limited beliefs that we already conditioned in our mind. So this is where we need to explore this. We have to go in and look at it, okay? Learning from that belief and behaviors. What is happening? Why is this person or this situation is causing me pain? Right? Sometimes it is just nothing, It is, we had someone who came in for psychotherapy when we were doing healing camp, and he came in and he's saying that I have relationship problem with my wife, and blah blah blah, all this. And then I told him, maybe you just need to talk it out with your partner. Maybe this is what she needs, uh, to just tell her, because we can't assume the other party would know what you're thinking and what you're feeling, no matter how. Okay, although you are a partner, you have been with each other for many years, do not assume that the person will know how you think, because we look at different situation, we interpret different situation from different eye. Yeah. So what happened after a month or so, he came back and we met we met again, and he told me, Lisa, this is so true. What I needed was just to talk. And that is what happened. He just talked to her and things were better right now. So remember, emotions are just a trigger for us. How do we react to this emotion? What do you want to do with this emotion? Do I want to react to it, or do I want to use this emotion to see how I can rectify my situation or my relationship? Yeah. So all these things during your quiet time with yourself, that is what will happen. You will be able to look at this from a clear angle of what you need to do. Then, intuition will come in during the meditation. So if we are looking at an area, let's say, for example, we are feeling anxiety, we are feeling depression, we are feeling guilt, or towards our partner. So this, you have to look at it. Why am I feeling this? Why is this feeling constantly, sabotaging me? Because things are going good, suddenly you get into an argument. Things are like, so well, you're having breakfast maybe, then suddenly conversation went on and things spark, friction sparks, and then, argument might come in. Why does this happen? There are something inside us that is this, triggering us to to react to maybe some words, or react to a situation, or sometimes it's just a simple word which has no meaning, but of course, words has energy, right? So we might get the wrong energy interpretation. Yeah. So once we understand how we are thinking and what we can do to rectify it, then we are able to take a loving action to how to remedy this. Yeah. Um, if you look at things, right, in a good way, how do you want to move forward? How do you want to go in an angle where you want to look at yourself? How do you love yourself? How do I do things that I can love myself more? All right. So if, for example, if you discover that you have an anger, because you feel that you are not appreciated in a relationship, if you feel like, I am doing so much, but my partner is just not responding. So ask ourselves, what can I do, to love myself, so I do not need this acknowledgement? Perhaps it is because, we are working too hard and we neglect ourselves. It might not be anything that got to do with your relationship. It can be from work itself, that you are neglecting yourself, you're working so hard, and then you felt that you are not being appreciated, and that can escalate into relationship. There is so many scenarios we can play with. Yeah. So look at yourself, just take a break, go inner, and look at how the situation started. How did this argument started, or how did this friction started? Ask ourselves, where are we coming from? Where our thoughts are coming from? Where my emotions are coming from? Yeah. So if you can do something to love yourself, like take a break, maybe go for a massage. What I do love to do is go for camping, go to nature, at least spend a little time pampering yourself. Maybe over time, when you do this feeling might just disintegrate by itself. Yeah. Of course, the fastest way is you can actually disintegrate it with psychotherapy, with your the energy from your chakra. That those are for the pranic healers, yeah. So over time, when you start loving yourself more and more, you will see that things improve in your life. Yeah, your relationship improve, your health improves, your well-being improve, your mental state improve, your ability to manifest your dream and your self-esteem improve tremendously. Yeah, loving and connecting with yourself is the key actually to being able to love and connect with others. Create a loving relationship. So remember, loving yourself is the key to create a passionate, fulfilled, joyful life. Um, I know this because this has changed my life tremendously, and this pandemic actually gave me the last 2 years to go even deeper into myself, and I hope that you too is able to take this opportunity to dive in deeper and get connected with yourself and practice the meditation of twin heart. And if you're not a pranic healer, please do connect with someone who is and learn the meditation itself. Yeah, because it's a really wonderful meditation. And some friends also asked me before, do people really need healing? You know, seems like everybody feels, you know, everything is fine in the outside. Yeah. And to me, I would feel that yes, definitely every one of us, whether we realize it or not, we need healing in many, many different ways. When we heal, our partner heals, our family heals. When our family heals, their family heals. And when that healing radiates out, gradually the world will heal. Yeah. So this is when this happened, yeah, this heaven on earth. And that is the vision of our teacher, Master Chua, heaven on earth. This is what we would like. If we can find the peace inside us, we will be able to radiate that peace outside into our relationship, into people we love. Yeah. So self love is not selfish. Um, you actually cannot truly love another until you know how to love yourself. This is very crucial because there are many times you look at relationship, why relationship um, get ends and marriage ends is because of a lot of us, we do not know how to love ourselves, and we create this expectation that our partner is supposed to fulfill this expectation for us, fulfill this um, wanting to be loved for us. Yeah, love actually comes from inner, from our side. Yeah, so from inside us, where we radiate it out. So we have a question here. Just a minute, let me take a look. All right, what's the difference of yoga meditation and twin heart meditation? So I'm not very familiar with yoga meditation. Yoga is yoga, right? That is where there are certain exercises that you do to connect with your higher self. Yeah. And twin heart meditation is actually a advanced meditation that is to open our heart chakra and to open our crown chakra. And when this is open, that channel of love is open because love comes from our higher self, right? So to know more about the twin heart meditation, I would advise you to get connected with a pranic healer, or maybe in Prana world, to learn about more about because there will be instructors to be able to explain more about the twin heart meditation. Yeah. So before I end, I hope that this sharing is able to give you some light on your own relationship. And if we are able to look at ourselves in a positive way, in a very clear set, from a different angle, we will be able to actually look at the relationship as a whole. If a person is not able to fulfill us, we are able to fulfill ourselves. Yeah, we do not need someone to fulfill that for us, because we are able to do that ourselves. Yeah. So in this context, I hope that my sharing gives you some light, and I'll see you next week. And namaste, peace and love with all, and stay safe. Yeah. Do you have any questions, anyone? Okay. So if there's no questions, I'll end our chat today, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you. Good night.